Welcome to the historic Inner Harbor of Baltimore, Maryland. Just a stone's throw away, you find M&T Bank Stadium, the home of the Ravens. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Oates, and that's the kicker, Tyler Loop, set to get this started. Off we go here in Baltimore. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Now here's Aaron Jones. And he'll get ahead for about 3 on the first play from scrimmage. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 7.
At the 36-yard line.
Now Murray. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Vikings.
Now Jones. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a gain of 12 there. It'll be a Vikings first down.
First down, Minnesota.
A fake to Jones. Now Murray to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hockenson on that one. And it'll lead to a second down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And third down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Murray. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
On is Hecker now. The terrific punter sends it away. And no chance to down this one. He carries deep into the end zone for a touchdown. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And the D closes quickly. He stopped after a gain of a yard. Josh Metellus there on the tackle.
Brings up second and
From the 21, here's second and 9. They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson now on second down. That is left side and caught by Flowers. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
A gain of 4 brings up third and 4.
Real quick, Ray.
On the give, here's Henry.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's fourth down.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. On fourth down, they snap it to Jackson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He's going to have a Ravens first down as they get it rather easily. Gain of 9 on that 4th and 3.
First down.
And we're not going to have another snap here. First quarter will come to an end. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he looks past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
Brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Going to go right back to Henry. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Here they come for 3rd and 1. Now Lamar going to hang on to it, and he will convert. Good job there. Drive continues at the 48.
Yeah, so I really like this zone read concept, Mike, especially as a change of pace. These defensive ends, they're closing hard. They're trying to prevent you from picking up the first down. And every once in a while, that quarterback pulls it and comes out the backside of the defense, and he gets just enough for the first down.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
And you can see really why this offense has leaned on the ground game. I mean, can't you, Mike? I mean, the passing attack really needs somebody to provide a spark because they have not been able to get anything going here before the half.
2nd down. Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. They're going to work this down inside the 45. They are moving the ball well on this drive, aren't they? It's another 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Offense rolling right along on this drive. Another 1st and 10. Jackson up top again. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
24-yard line.
Again, it's Jackson. Rolling to the left. He'll tuck it, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. Looks like one of the Ravens was able to fall on it. Yes, indeed they did. So Baltimore will keep possession.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
On 3rd down, Jackson. This is caught at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens.
Touchdown.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. And when you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield, it doesn't get a lot better than this. And his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Now an opening past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Murray now to throw on 1st down. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. Flush to his right. The coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking him down. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in their second quarter. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Murray. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for the sack. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's standing right around his own goal line. Wester on the return. And he's going to bring this one back. It is a punt return touchdown for the special teams unit. Luke now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Ravens move out on top, 14-0. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
On first down, Murray. Here comes the screen to Jones. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Now Murray on first down. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Jawan Jennings was the intended target, and it'll be second down. Play action. It's Murray. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout. Well, they come to the line. Not an easy one to convert. 3rd and very long. Working out of the gun, Murray. Did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him, drop him for a big loss.
A 15-yard loss.
So we reached the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return.
1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element,
the pressure gets there, and down he goes. Andrew Van Ginkel gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Howard with the catch. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a
That is rare. You don't see 3rd and 17 converted all that often. First down.
At the 47-yard line.
With a shotgun, here's Jackson. That's going to be taken in by Durham Smythe. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up of 14 and a first down.
34-yard line.
Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone inside the 20. Now another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Now at the 15-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. Rolling right. Now he takes off. And he'll only manage a couple here, so better than throwing it away, but now they are going to face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Here's Walker. Touchdown, Baltimore. On is Luke to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Ravens mistake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
21.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the run, Jones begins this 4th quarter. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Murray. Exiting the pocket right. He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson. And Marlon Humphrey is there, and he picks it off. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa. Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings get back in it. It is 21-7. Reichard out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Oh, this ball is going to wind up nowhere close to the landing zone. Definite mishit there. This one's going to be spotted out beyond the 40. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson going to give it up on a pop pass. And a nice defensive play there coming through to make the play in the backfield. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. They've got the lead. They're in control. In no hurry to snap this. And they'll take the clock down to the 2-minute warning. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. To throw is Jackson. And he will have the first down. Even with 3 timeouts on the other side, they're going to be able to run this baby all the way down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. This one all but over. Here's 3rd down. Now Jackson on the move. He's got his man. It's Hill. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. It's a big one for the Ravens. 37 yards. Now it is 1st and goal. Here we go. One final play. And they are going to add 6 more here at the end. Stay tuned for the coach's handshake. It might not be the friendliest. That late touchdown extends the margin of victory here on the game's final play. So it's a win here for the Ravens. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game and ride that to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Get ready. Yo, Prim, give me that turnaround. Yeah, that's it. Jesus, the king out of Queensbridge, at ease us with your lyrical thesis. Me just chilling, buildings, high ceilings.
Built on the side of a former piano factory. There's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Up next, it's our main event between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're off from Baltimore. Ashton Doolin now to return. Making some progress here. Races past midfield. At the 20. Touchdown on an incredible return.
Touchdown, Colts.
Spencer Schrader on now for the extra point. Sent right down the middle and good. And they jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Ravens nothing.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. LaJohntay Wester to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And there's the stop, but he's got 9 yards on 1st down. And already we're seeing the mind games they can play with personnel. You talk about this all the time, Brock. Looked like a passing set. Left them some room on the ground.
10, 11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those pitchers and catchers that once in a while will pitch backwards. Keep your opponent off guard.
This is Henry on second. He's gotten the first down. That 3-yard gain was enough on that previous play.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down. You know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
New set of downs from 37. They go play fake with Jackson. And this will wind up incomplete, so the failure to connect brings up second down.
Kate, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's second and 10. Jackson throwing here. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. You know, not surprising that his reputation preceded him here, Brock. They got double coverage on him to try and slow him down.
Yeah, that's what you get. When you're this good and you're this talented, you're going to get the attention, especially early in the game. Now, what kind of adjustments can he make offensively?
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down. Henry running to the left. He wants to, but he's not going to be able to continue the run. Got him 6, but they stopped him short. It's fourth down now.
A gain of 6 yards. It's fourth down.
Now Jackson off the play action. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on fourth down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on fourth.
Escapes the defender. Good play call there. 15 yards for their efforts, and they got the first down.
Yeah, that's what it's all about in this league as a running back. Can you get those hard yards after initial contact? This dude just got it done.
Look around, could it bring somebody down if I never made a sound again? In your eyes, you've already spent my, and you're rocking to the next big thing. Kissing the bride, 45 minutes aside. This was my dream, played out rockin' routine. Who sucked out the feeling? Who sucked out the feeling?
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
on to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from Tampa. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Bucky Irving. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
At the 34-yard line.
Now Mayfield. Crossing route catch made by Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Baker going to give it to Irving. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Going across the formation, there's Otten with it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A run up the middle with Irving. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't...
Bucky Irving, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are on the board first here this afternoon. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Steelers.
Touchdown, Steelers.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game at 7. Chris Boswell.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They run here with Dowdle. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. That one down the field for Freiermuth. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial off the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. A running play, it's Dowdle. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
No gain on the play.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21.
A gain of 14. 1st down, Steelers.
Back to throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On the run, it's Dowdle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. They run again with Dowdle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Pittsburgh.
Back to throw here. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Following the interception, Mayfield trying to lay one up deep. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Steelers are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked.
He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. In motion right is Pittman. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Blitzed by Antoine Winfield Jr. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Well, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out in a hurry.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
That's good for a first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To throw, Mayfield. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is good. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has.
And there he goes again. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 93-yard kickoff return. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is down to 2.
16. Steelers 14.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 2nd down and 4. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. The 20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. McLaughlin for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game.
Makes the score Buccaneers 23, Steelers 14.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
Second and 7.
They'll look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Aller's pass intercepted. The Bucs take over.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense. But you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Nick Herbig, he read that beautifully and hit him for a loss.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Mayfield. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. And motioning left, that's Pittman. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10.
First down, Steelers.
He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. This is caught. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. DK Metcalf. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Steelers 21. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters. National Football League on EA Sports. Behind the chain, second and 12. Here's Mayfield. And this one's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. To the right side, catch made by Ibuka. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. They'll run the draw with Irving. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing, Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack. They were trying to set up a screen there, but that one just too slow in developing.
Yeah, too slow in developing and well read, because that ends up being a bad feeling for the quarterback. When he's got no blocking in front of him, his guys are just going to let defenders go, and they're coming for him. So if it's not there, you just got to throw the ball at the turf at your running back's feet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Metcalf motions left. Here's a 2nd and 7. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Hands it off out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Steeler 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
They'll look to throw. That's complete. Bernard. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's first and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
He's back to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Charles, that drive was perfect, methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Here's Baker. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This ball intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers.